On the crime issue, which is really important to talk about, which is widespread crime is a strategy and a means to the end. And this is where I think a lot of conservatives kind of miss this whole thing, because they say, well, the end is anarchy. No, it's not. Anarchy is the bridge. And so local police and local sheriffs are a great threat to the regime. Local police and local sheriffs are accountable to you. You know their name. They're not going to do anything nefarious. If they do, you kick them out. It's close. It's accountable. There's checks and balances. So there's a bridge that needs to be created. The left has never believed in defunding the police. They believe in defunding the local police and instituting a national police force. It's a completely different thing. They want a police force that could be deployed against political opponents and dissidents. Justice. They have never believed in no police. They just want police they can control.
That's right.
And so the crime is a strategy. They want it to get bad. They want the outrage. They want the fecal matter. They want the drugs. They want the fentanyl. They want the break-ins. They want all this. They want you to get an uproar. They want the people to clamor and say, send us order. Okay, we'll send the FBI.
Yeah, thanks.
We'll send the DOJ. We'll send our guys. We'll send an 87,000 person IRS force with guns that are well educated on CRT and diversity, equity, inclusion. Anti-racist cops, how about that? A bunch of people that know the equity agenda of how to enforce it. And if you dare show a Bible, a MAGA hat, or participate in a thought crime, those are the people they're going to enforce against. And this is another deeper point, if you guys will, which is, you know, a lot of the people pushing this talk a good game about human dignity and all this nonsense and this garbage. It's all about power for power's sake. It's very, very important. And the American left has especially just leaned into this metamorphosis. And it's not being covered by the media, but you all see this, which is how they worship power to such a great extent where they couldn't care less about rights. They couldn't care less about liberties. They just want a government that serves their own interests and crushes political dissidents. That's what they want. It's so Soviet. It's so Stalinist. And so when you see the chaos in the streets of San Francisco, you might think, you're like, wow, they want anarchy. Wrong. They want anarcho-tyranny.
Yeah.
They want anarchy as a means to the end to be able to justify a Stalin to come in and clean it up. Otherwise, you have liberty. Local police force, you defecate, you get arrested. You put into a car, you get arrested. But when it's so bad and it's Gotham,
yep.
Well, then all of a sudden you need a dictator. Because people are very willing to sacrifice freedom and liberty when all of a sudden everything they care is being torn apart. And so the design is to get regular everyday Americans to clamor for a dictator and a despot. That's what they're doing at the border. They want the system to be overwhelmed. They want the schools to be overwhelmed. They want the infrastructure to be overwhelmed. They want the confusion of language and culture and all these different things where they clamor. They say, why can't we just have an international body that could sort all this out? Well, we're so glad you asked. It's a design to pressure you, to metaphorically waterboard the American people into submission, where you ask eventually for what they've always had planned for you, as if it's your idea. It's all part of the design.